Hello, welcome to Lori's DIY Life. I promised before that I would review these Nuvo Embellishment mousses, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this video. There's some things that I've heard you can do with them, so we're going to be trying. So of course these are Tonic Nuvo Embellishment mousse. I have some water brushes, Vicky Bouton water brushes. I have a Blade. It's just a stencil brush. Some plastic forks, knives, and spoons. I have some watercolor paper. I have squirt bottles that I got from Amazon. And I have a couple of Crafter's Companion stencils. This one is Make-A-Wish, and this one is Life Happens. And if we have time, I will be using this house mouse stamp on some card that I did when I was comparing stampers. Okay. So let's start. I took watercolor paper and just cut pieces because I want to try first the obvious thing. And I didn't have the tools, and I've been waiting for them to come. That's why I got the plastic. So I like the look of this color. And it looks like I already opened this. It's not smooth, it's kind of bumpy. Let's see, maybe we can smooth it in the thing a little bit. Let's see. Let's see how it spreads. Okay. That's not bad. Now when you're doing this, they say do some heavy, some light. You don't want them all the same. Yeah, that spreads pretty good. I'm gonna have to go over it. Well, we're just gonna have to. So the important thing right now is to do the review. Okay. I have not taped these down, and I know some people will be like, you gotta tape your stencils down. Well, go ahead, but I'm not right now. I want to see how it gets in these little cracks. And like I said, these are not the proper tools, but sometimes you don't have the proper tools. Okay, let's see what happens when we lift that up. Okay. It got in the little lines. I like it. I like the color. That's probably from the knife, the little bits on top, from having that ridge in it. That turned out pretty good. I'm happy with that. Got perfectly in the lines, the little lines for the thing. Now I did get it smudged. But that's what happens when you don't tape it down or get the, you know, the spray to put it down. They have a stencil stuff that you can use to keep it tacked down. But I like that. I like that color a lot. Okay. Now they say you can blend two colors, and I'll have to clean this later. Make sure to clean it. It's a paste. I don't know how hard it gets. So that's something. But they do say you can blend two colors. So for the next one, I want to blend some of this because it's bricks. So I want to blend some of this color Boy, it's messy on that knife. Maybe I'll have to get, this color is Persian red, and some of this color. And this color is orange blush. So the other stencil's bricks, so I want to have like a two-tone in my bricks. Let me try a spoon this time, maybe that'll be better. Oh, this is a little bit creamier. This one is not as dry, so I'm just going to kind of stick the orange in with the red. I don't want to completely change the color, so I'm hoping, experimenting, that this works, because supposedly you can completely blend, but I want to keep it two-tone for the brick. So let me get another paper. Let me get my brick. And this, of course, is another Crafter's Companion stencil. And I'm going to put it here and pick this up. And let's see if we can see two tones in here, but I think we should. Yeah, I kind of am. This is a bigger stencil, so I guess I should have mixed a lot more of it. And again, I didn't tack it down. I did need a lot more of it, so I don't want to mix the colors in the pot. Maybe you can, I don't want to. So I'm just gonna get a new spoon, get some of this. Oof. Get some of this red. Put it there. Okay. And I've heard that this stuff dries out really quick. And I had some I was playing with earlier, and you'll see why in a little bit. That, there we go. But I was playing with some earlier, and I went ahead and put cling wrap over the lid. Okay, so we're gonna kind of mix it together, but not too much. I just want the two tones in the brick. I don't know. I might be blending it too much on the brick. Once I put it down. But we'll see what happens when I lift it up. This stencil is so big, and I probably, if I had the proper tools, this would be easier. But I just couldn't wait anymore. I said, no, I'm doing it. So let's lift this up and see. See, from here I don't see two tones. But maybe I just need to lift it. It looks like they blended together to one tone. Let's have a look. Well, I can kind of see too, in some spots the orange kind of got overtaken by the red, but I can kind of see some spots where there's two tones. I'm gonna practice this because this could be real good for later on. And I do like the way the bricks look. They definitely look like brick. And you can see can you see how it's of course going to be as thick as you make it. But I do like it. I do like it. Okay. So that's the blending. That's a really pretty color, that coppery stuff. It's just pretty. Let me show you the difference in the colors. This and this, you can see it's definitely lighter. I think you might be able to see some orange streaks in there. Okay, so you can make more than one color out of it, I guess, is what the word is. Alright, now I'm going to take some of my mess over here. Man, did I make a mess. Okay, I'm going to take some of my mess. And what am I doing? I want this to dry. If I can, I'd love to show you what it looks like dry. Let me put this, okay, right there. Okay. Now they say you can water paint with this, and this is why I've got the house mouse stamp. So I'm gonna try watercoloring, and I've got a brush pen, and that's just water in there, and I'm gonna squeeze and let some water out and blend it in. And it takes a little bit to blend it, don't get me wrong. This takes a little bit to blend. Now, they say, I've heard people say that they will squirt a little bit of water in these. But I heard somebody else say, don't do that. Because supposedly they dry out quick. So the person was saying, oh, don't worry, you just squirt a little bit of water on the top and they'll be fine. And then I heard somebody else say, no, don't do that. Which makes sense. If you have watercolors, you're not going to pour water in your watercolors. It dissolves your watercolor. See, I got this a little way too wet. A little way too wet. And this right here is not watercolor card. So, and it's an opaque ink. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. You know, it's kind of opaque. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. This is watercolor card here. So what I'm gonna do is just color a little bit with it. Oh, it's nice and shimmery. That's pretty. It's nice and shimmery. I don't use watercolor brushes a lot, but I wasn't going to be really, I mean, these pen brushes, I usually use a brush. Because for me, I have more control with the brush. But I like this look. It's metallic-y looking. It's so pretty. It is pretty. So definitely you can watercolor, depending. I mean, I'm not like any kind of way can I draw. Now I wonder if we try to get it super thick, if if it looks any different. Oh, look. I wonder what the drops will do. Will they hold their form? Or will they leak in? Look at this. Splatter paint. Well, let's see how that looks later. Oop, I got one with a bubble. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to tap, tap, tap. Okay. Let's see. All this stuff's gonna have to be cleaned, because like I said, it is a paste. It's a mousse, it's a paste. It kind of wasn't working on this, because that was my fault. That was being unprepared. Okay, the other thing they say you can do is make your own sprays. So what I did is I took this one last night and I put some in this bottle of water. This is a 30 milliliter, whatever, of water. Milliliter of water. Do you see that chunk? Okay. Well, I shook this thing and shook this thing and shook this thing and shook this thing, and there's still chunks in it. And it was too light, and I'm telling you, you have to put a lot in. That's not a lot of water, but let me see if I can show you. See if you can see how empty, not empty, but I had to put a lot in that little bottle of water to get it to this consistency. Now, there's a part of me that wonders if I still need to put more in. And at first, it wasn't squirting out color. It was just squirting clear out. And I thought, this isn't working. And I put more in. And I thought, well, let me see. And I put a lot in, and I shake it. And it will separate. The water will clear up here, and you just get a little bit of color. And down here you get this, almost like a mud. So you do have to shake it a lot. And I'm wondering if there's another way, maybe stirring it up will help. But these are a real fine mist, but it did work. And maybe I need a not so fine mist, but it did end up working. So what I'm gonna do, and see, I'm afraid of leaving it in the spout, so you probably need a paper towel to wipe it, because I'm afraid with it being a paste. So I brought more bottles in here, and I'm just gonna show you. I'm not even gonna fill it. I'm only gonna fill it like halfway, this bottle, so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, I guess I went a little bit more than halfway. That shows you how little bit of water is in this little tiny bottle. Okay, and the color I'm gonna go for is lemon sorbet. Let's have a look at this lemon color. I love the colors in here. I'm just going to say I can't get it open. I'm just gonna, ooh, I don't know if I like that color. Let me have a look. It's not yellow as I thought. It's kind of a, yeah, I guess it is pretty. It's like a green yellow. It's okay. It's not too bad. Anyways, I'm going to take some. I'm going to take some, put it in the bottle. And I'm telling you, you see the size of that scoop? And this might not be enough, even still. But I want to show you, in case it isn't, what it looks like. With all, it looks like it doesn't all dissolve, like you have these weird chunk things. Now watch this one dissolve better. That other one might have been kind of dry out. I don't know. Okay, there is a chunk and you can't see it. But there's a chunk in there still, see? It's kind of that. So shake, 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 and it takes a lot of shaking. And just keep shaking, 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 shaking. And it takes a lot, like I said, and it's still there, see? Some of it is not going to dissolve. So I was thinking, man, these people all said you can make your own spray. But when you finally put enough in, it does make a spray, but you do have a lot on the bottom. So I was worried that it was going to clog the bottles. It hasn't clogged my bottle yet, but I haven't used it a lot. See, there's still stuff on the bottom, but let's see if there's enough in here that we can see the color. Barely. Okay? So it needs more, because that color is barely there. So as much as I put in, I still have to put more in. So it takes a very, very generous amount. So do I sound disappointed? I don't know. How does it dry? Do I still get the metallic sheen? Or is that the stuff that's sticking to the bottom that's not coming out? That's the question. Because if I just want water squirts, I can just squirt water. So I did have a heat gun. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know. Well, we could have dried it off faster that way. I thought it was sitting right here. That wasn't smart on my side, was it? Okay, let's see now if we can see. Let's try it here. It's still so light. And maybe this color is not a good color to judge by, but I think it still needs more myself. And you can see this bottle is now starting to separate again. And see how much stuff is on the bottom of that? I mean, there's a lot. It takes a lot. See how that's stuck in there? But it seems to come out. Now when it's foamed up like this, I can't see, but so far my bottle hasn't. But I just don't know if you want to say you can make a spray out of it yet. You know, there's a lot in here, so this might just be because the color's so light, but you can't even see it on there. You can't even see it on there. I'm going to try putting a little bit more in and seeing if it helps. And if not, I'm not going to make no more of this because this is just too light then. And look, I'm putting a generous amount in. Very, very generous. Now, if it works, I think, man, here is something that we can watercolor with, something we can add dimension with, something we can spray and make our sprays with. You know, I love it as a dimensional embellishment. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I was impressed with the watercoloring, and like I said, if I had a better stamp or something to color and used a water resistant ink, then that would probably have been good. Okay, so the water looks pretty good, and I can see a lot of sheen and stuff in that water. Let's just have another look. Let's try the other side. So there, it's just very light. So does it need more, or is it the color? It might just be the color. So let's try some of the copper. That might be really pretty in a spray. But like I said, make sure. And I made that first bottle. I'm going to tell you, I got a whole bunch of these bottles on Amazon for hardly nothing. If I had paid the price for some of these craft supply places for these bottles, I wouldn't be doing all of this, because I'm wondering if this stuff dries. What was this? This was the orange. Is that the one I want? Or do I want the Persian red? I'm going to do the orange. I'm thinking if the stuff hardens and ruins the bottle, I'm a little bit worried about that. So a lot of times when you get this kind of embellishment stuff, you buy one container and it lasts forever and you never have to buy it again. Sometimes if you don't use it. I could see me, especially if it works as a spray, but it takes so much to make it, I will be using it because it will be such a value for the money, and I wouldn't mind replacing it to have one product that I could do so much with. But see, I'm being very generous with how much I'm putting in. And I probably should cover that so it's not drying out, but right now, see, it turned orange real quick. So you think it's okay, but then when you go to spray it, there's no color in the spray. That was the problem I was having with that, whatever color this was. Pink Flamme. But see, it ends up looking red, not pink, because I had to put so much to get it to even show up. And maybe that's it. Maybe I just have to say, okay, it's going to be a light spray. a light color spray. Maybe that's what I have to do. But, okay. This looks like it might have mixed a little bit better. And it was smoother, I think, than the other. Oh, yeah, this one's nice. Yeah, this one turned out really good. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, yeah, that orange. Ooh, I don't know if you can see how well that orange turned out. Yeah, that's good. That orange. I knew the mousse was smoother when I opened it up. I don't remember if you remember, but I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I did say, ooh, this is smoother, creamier. And the only one, oh no, that's not true. That was opened, wasn't it? Didn't I say, oh, that's opened already? Okay. So, I love that orange. That orange is pretty. And if it has any kind of shine or glimmer to it, man, that's just, I love that orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors, so that might make me a little partial. Ooh, I see shimmer in there. I don't know if you can see shimmer in there. Let me see if I can turn the light. There's some shimmer, not you might be seeing the wet, but there is some shimmer. It's not a lot. Yeah, okay. Guess what, folks? I'm hooked. I'm hooked now. This mousse is awesome. It's amazing. And I'm gonna make the other color and we're gonna try it. But see, it was also a drier. It wasn't as creamier as that orange. Man, that orange just turned out so nice. And it didn't seem like it took as much either of it. I don't know, maybe I'm just because I didn't put as much water in. You don't need them full. You only need to do, because if you're making your own, I guess when you run out, you just make some more, right? So if you only have a partial bottle, then it's okay. Okay, maybe having extra room to shake it up helped too, since the bottle wasn't as full. Let's see what happens with this red. Ooh, it's looking a little weird colored, but it is a Persian red. It's a very dark red, so we'll have to see how it turns out. See, is it mixed? Okay, maybe I just needed more room in those. Give them a harder shake. Not as much, but harder. Okay. I run out of the pieces I cut. Here we go. I'll use the other side of the flower. Okay, so the circles are not going to stay up, but you can feel them. And I guess if you made it wetter, but still kind of thick, you might be able to do like a drop with it. I don't know. That's something to try. Later on, I'll have to try that out. Okay. That's good. So I just have to put less in the bottle and still be generous with the mousse. And let me show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But the yellow, it's, can you see how it's really, all the stuff is settling. It's already settling. So you have to, every time you use it, you're going to have to shake it. But I'm saying, I'm liking it. I can see shimmer in there too. It worked, folks. It made a shimmer spray. I love this. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, a shimmer spray. Beautiful. Here's our, and this is starting to dry. And I love the look. And it's like a metallic kind of shimmer. It's not a sparkle glitter kind of shimmer. And my bricks, the colors mixed more than I wanted to. So maybe it's going over it with one color and then going over with another color. But we do know we can blend the colors because they blended great for this. Some of them are thick, not dry. Those are sort of starting to dry, but this thick, of course, is going to take longer where it's real thick. Can you see where it's real thick? That is, of course, going to take longer. Okay, so I'm giving these Nuvo a thumbs up. I'm going to put my bottle on my water cap, and I'm going to cover them with cling wrap. I am not spraying water in the containers because it was recommended not to do it. So with the cling wrap, I just got this sheet. I'm going to set it on top, pull it down, and put the lid on. Once the lid is on, then I'll trim around the edge. I'm going to do that for all of them. I'm going to clean up anything I want to save. Anything that's trash, okay, that just goes in the trash. But anything you want to save, your stencils and stuff, I don't know if you need to, but I'm assuming that because it hardens, you're not going to want it to harden on your stencils. So don't waste time. Clean it as quickly as possible. And I hope I see you again. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. Thank you.